National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Seattle Seahawks and the Washington Commanders. Coming up next.
We are technically 5 miles east of Washington, D.C., and that's where you find this place, FedExField in Landover, Maryland.
Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Seattle Seahawks
and the Washington Commanders.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
Set to get us started, and we are underway in our nation's capital. This fielded right at the goal line. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Past midfield. Still going. And he goes out of bounds finally, but they're already on the edge of the red zone as he returns this to the 20.
There's no doubt in my mind, we're in for a terrific game. A dream scenario to start it off for one side of the ball, a nightmare for the other to get this game started.
As Seattle's offense comes onto the field, we'll see a 10-year veteran under center. Guy who broke into the league as a starter back in 2013, Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Ready, break!
They'll run here with a rookie second-round pick, Kenneth Walker.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Smith. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road.
Here's Smith.
He completes this to Walker.
Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. A lot of effort there for just a 3-yard gain, and now second down.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, he's still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Geno Smith, a 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Seahawks get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. No run back here, down to a lead, and this drive will start at the 25. So here are the Commanders making their way out. They'll be brought out by a player who was undrafted back in 2015 out of Old Dominion. Last season, his first as a starter. It's Taylor Heinicke.
Let's face it, you don't see too many Old Dominion alums suiting up under center in the NFL. And in fact, Taylor Heinicke, the first ODU quarterback to suit up for a regular season game, not to mention doing well in the playoffs. This guy's an absolute fighter. For every chance he's had in this league, attitude, determination, those carry over to his teammates very well.
On 1st and 10, Heinicke. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. Charles already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Looking to throw, Heinicke. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And take it right on the 30. The solid stiff arm. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Smith. Walker with a grab, left side. Good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the broken tackle. So the completion gets him just a yard, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Smith now to throw. Pushes past him. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. And that play just looked a little helter-skelter from the start. That's the risk as a quarterback. Once you take off with that football, you might fumble it, and he did.
And he was going for the reward, which is gaining yardage, breaking down a defense. But you're right about the risk. Always lurking out there, someone always trying to get to the football. Try to find a place to cover up and slide and protect what you've earned.
The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'm trying to do better here.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And the play fake, and now Heinicke. Steps away, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Geno. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now after the sack, Heinicke and the Washington offense going to face a tough 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now 14-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Let's go, okay, ready?
They'll start on the ground with Gibson. That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line.
Heinicke to throw it. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Quentin Jefferson, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Now after the sack, Heinicke and the Washington offense going to face a tough 3rd and long. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And he finds McLaurin. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Offside. Defense.
They knew they had the free play after the penalty. They get great yardage, so they can decline that penalty.
And one of the things we've seen develop more and more in recent years are teams seeing that penalty occur and still taking the big shot downfield and hoping to gain the yardage as we just saw there. They practice it, they work on it, and this time they're successful.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. A run here for the rookie. It's Brian Robinson. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Heinicke. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10.
Get it.
After the interception, here's Smith. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable, or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. He was out there waving his arms. When you get a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team, because number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
To the air again, Smith. They'll roll him out right. And he's got his big tight end here. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and set him on a crossing route. And this works really well where you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
And a throw right sideline is complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Okay, ready?
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early, but it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
On 2nd and goal, Smith. And his throw here is incomplete.
Coach Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Disastrous outcome there on third and goal. They lose 9 yards on the sack.
Teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on third down. On comes the Seahawk kicker here on fourth down. It's Jason Myers. This from 32 yards away. Myers' kick is good. And that'll make this 17-0 here in the opening quarter. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
So an early advantage now, and a good one. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. But the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Heinicke's throw into the hands of McLaurin. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 35.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Heinicke. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. Down inside the 10. Touchdown, Washington. Logan Thomas, 41 yards. And the Commanders are able to cut into that deficit.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Joey Sly on for the extra point. And it's 17-7. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. On second down, it's Walker. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look coming from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Well, that's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
Here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there, but however, we did see pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
On 3rd down, here's Walker. And it was a stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the first before he's tackled. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll toss this out right to Walker. And he carries this one past the midfield stripe and into Commander territory. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll run the toss to Walker. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Toss left side for Walker. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down, forthcoming. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
After one, 17-7 is our score. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. Here's McKissick. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Washington on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and forever. Heinicke. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. Taking on the midfield logo. Fights through him. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field.
Get it.
To the right side, this is Walker. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. Sticking with Walker on second down. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Smith going to throw on 3rd and 1. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So on 4th down, here's Jason Myers for the Seahawk field goal. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. Myers' kick is good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So they get the 3. It was 4th and 1. And I think you were doing what I was doing. I was looking down to the sideline. I'm not sure the offensive unit wanted the 3. They wanted to go for it.
But when have we ever seen a unit that didn't want to go for it in that situation, right? Sometimes it's just way more important to have the points on the board than to worry about any type of a gamble.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to strictly get a nice drive and help themselves out.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Straight ahead, Gibson. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Heinicke from the gun on 3rd down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it, and the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. So a nice play defensively by the rookie, coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Geno. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. There's Jamin Davis, the former Kentucky Wildcat, bringing the pressure that time. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Smith's throw into the hands of Lockett. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped him. The guy could turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders are going to take possession here at their own 33. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
Let's go now.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
They talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
They will run it. It's McKissick. He'll take this to the 46.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it, try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Heinicke. And Thomas has it. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
This offense can get their tight ends involved. They can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in and picks up the first down.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Heinicke now looking to throw on 1st down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
To throw again on 2nd down. Heinicke. Looking left side, and it's complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 23 yards, the final tally.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up for the 1st and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. To throw is Heinicke. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. Touchdown! Curtis Samuel from 8 yards out. And the Commanders are back within a score. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Now Joey Slye for the point after. And it's good. The deficit 6, 20-14. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. Joey Slye now to kick off after the touchdown. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Sticking with Walker on second down. Uses the stiff arm. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 44 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
They can't beat us straight up. Let's go. Let's get something going now. Who's gonna make a play?
Please.
They run again with Walker. And he's got some space here. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
There are times on carries like that where he looks a little bit older than his rookie status.
How many times have we talked when we've gone out to dinner about how precocious these youngsters are that come into the NFL now? They play at a higher level at a younger age. The stars aren't quite in their eyes as much as it used to be, huh?
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. And now Metcalf going to get a chance to run. It's a room to maneuver. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Give them 32 on the play.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss, but with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Dallas up the middle. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the 1st down sticks are, and get there.
Let's go right here.
Smith. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit. That close to the goal line, first down, run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on second down.
Now from the 9, here's second and goal. Throwing now is Geno. He completes this to Walker. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Myers' kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Jason Myers, the kickoff for Seattle.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Set to start another drive, and it's quarterback Taylor Heinicke in charge. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes, too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Looking to throw, Heinicke. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Heinicke. And that is incomplete.
That could be the stop. This defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 33. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Kenneth Walker headed back out there. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It was Jonathan Bostic there on the stop.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Sticking with Walker on second down. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. He was able to escape momentarily in the backfield, but you can just kind of tell that wasn't going anywhere.
You know, in the film section, he'll get a minus for not getting him on the ground by himself. But what the coach is really going to analyze, how fast did his teammates get there to help him? If one guy slows him up, everyone else better be there, and that's what they got on that play.
So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, I can spin this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage, but when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. On his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
First down, Heinicke. Open man is the tight end, John Bates. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Now Heinicke. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it's 3rd down and 2. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
A throw to the flat here from McKissick. And he's going to have the Commanders' first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. Throwing again on 2nd down. Heinicke, pressure gets there on Heinicke, and down he goes. Flying in to pick up that sack, Jordan Brooks.
There's a reason inside linebackers are often captains of a defense. They call the signals. They have the opportunity to affect the game in coverage, against the run, and, of course, on blitzes. Living in the best of both worlds here. Already has an interception. Now he gets to record a sack, too.
Now after the sack, Heinicke and the Washington offense going to face a tough 3rd and long. On 3rd down, here's Gibson. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Pulled in at the 24. Uses the stiff arm. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the 2nd quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Geno now to throw. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now Geno on 1st down. All the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently. So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these two teams.
As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, let's run through the next-gen stats for the Seahawks in that first half. And it's been the running game that's pushed them to this halftime lead. Over 100 yards as a team in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for Washington, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Both teams currently making their final adjustments. We're getting ready for the second half. So we'll send it back up to FedExField and hand things back over to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
On second down, a run with Gibson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going into the quarter.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here of the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
After the interception, here's Smith. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. Smith now to throw. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
And a lot of being a defender is being able to learn what you can and can't get away with when in man coverage. In this case, he got away with it and helped pop that ball free.
Smith on third down. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Jalen Davis picks up his second sack of the afternoon. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, with talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. Sack like that, maybe that can get him going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, and they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. From the right hash, this from 53. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. But whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
Jason Myers is the kickoff for Seattle.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away.
This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Back onto the field now, the Commanders' offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Heinicke on first down.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 25-yard line.
They'll run with McKissick. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Now Heinicke.
And this is going to be incomplete.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down, threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. One of these quarterbacks going to learn, you don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
This is brought in at the 21. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kid who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much when you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
After the sack on first down, Smith setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. And that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Here's Heinicke. Being chased out left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4. At the 41.
From the 41, Heinicke. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the gun, Heinicke. Dancing to his, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Darrell Taylor got in there to drop him. Here's Tressway now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He'll look to set up his blockers. Uses the stiff arm. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Get another look at Seattle's offense. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
From the 50, it's Smith. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that is incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Here's Smith. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf, 34 yards. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. And when the quarterback drops and has a guy that wide open in the end zone, his eyes have to get just as big as grapefruits.
Oh, without a doubt. This is the easiest throw you're going to get, and you're going to get the benefit of a touchdown on top of it. Make that throw.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And that one makes this a 19-point game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Washington offense set to take over. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Here's Gibson to start the drive.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Throwing, Heinicke.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Taylor able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. That's how we be smart, baby. Let's go. They can't stop. Let's go, baby. Let's have some fun.
Now after the sack, Heinicke and the Washington offense going to face a tough 3rd and long.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Smith. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now Geno. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense back out there. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Looking to throw on 2nd down.
Heinicke,
his throw incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. It's taken to the 26. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Smith. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there.
The Washington offense set to take over again. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
2nd down at 6 now from the 42. Heinicke.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
This is all great reminders. As he caught all the receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Encroachment, defense.
Jumping all the way from the outside, maybe getting a little early start in the corner blitz.
And the only time it makes sense to get that penalty is exactly as you described. Otherwise, he should never get that penalty.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Uchenna.
Offside, defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Eluding the pressure. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when a guy gets out of the pocket, what's the focus of the quarterback?
Most of them keep their eyes downfield. They want to try and make a play throwing the ball. Some of them, they want to tuck it and go. But when they scramble, in this case, as you said, to the right, you're cutting the field in half. So good defenses kind of converge in that spot, and they don't give you much territory to throw the ball. He had nowhere to go with it. Ends up getting the ball stripped.
Let's go
So
now.
here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Ready.
Off of play action. Here's Smith.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
That tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get the field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Here we go. Set.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Montez Sweat picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on the punt for Seattle. Yeah, this is a high kick, but it's not going anywhere. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And out will come the offense as they take over.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Let's go, fellas. Do your thing. Let's keep it rolling here.
On 1st and 10, Heinicke. flush to his right. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
That's good for Washington. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Heinicke now. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. Touchdown, Washington. Jahan Dotson, 53 yards. And the Commanders are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
Extra point by Sly is up and good. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Three quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at FedExField. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll fake it. Now Smith. He hits his chuck. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And does Washington have it? They do.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. They trail by 2 scores in the 4th, and their defense did its job getting the fumble recovery. Time to see what this offense has left in the tank. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Heinicke. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
A 1st down throw for Heinicke. Going right back to Dotson. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. 3rd and short yardage. Heinicke completes it to Samuel. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. And a 2-score game, obviously. Every play, every 3rd down like we saw there. Magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
First down, Heinicke. It returns it right back to Samuel. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Heinicke's throw into the hands of McLaurin. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Looking to throw, Heinicke. And the throw there going to be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of...
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember.
Partner, I think they saw something there. I mean, they came from the right side deliberately, and you know there's always a designated guy who goes and blocks it, but it's the rest of his teammates that get him free.
And out now come the Seahawks. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And he fires one incomplete.
But I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays, because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
Smith. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. The 30. 10. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down at the 2. So close. A big play there on the catch and run. 75 yards.
I can still hear reverberate through this thick skull of mine. Crossing routes versus man-to-man coverage, it's a bad matchup for the defense. Those tend to work very well as they run away from a defender.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Smith. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. There's Terry McLaurin, such an exciting pass catcher as this offense comes out for their next drive.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Heinicke now looking to throw on first down. Open man is Samuel, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
One play has him to the 37 here for first and 10. Now Heinicke. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Quentin Jefferson. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Tariq Woolen picks it, and the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. After the interception, here's Smith. Can't get away, and he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Again, it's Walker. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Here's Heinicke. Thomas brings it in. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A very solid gain of 27. Those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Heinicke to throw it. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal. Gibson. He is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. This likely a must-have. 3rd and goal. Throwing. Heinicke. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Quadre Diggs. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But Charles, and a Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Montez Sweat able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Throwing on 2nd and long. Smith. Deron Payne able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And a stiff arm made it a pretty little run, not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. Here we go on 4th. Smith. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. So now, just like that, things change dramatically. It's 1st and goal. They'll run with Gibson. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal. Heinicke. Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Commanders have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. They'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now Geno on 1st down. Powering forward. down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain. Smith now to throw. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
He's been making himself a weapon as a runner, and the results, they've been welcomed by his offense. My question is about the defense we're watching right now, partner. Even after he got him with a scramble earlier this drive, they still aren't devoting enough attention to him. I would expect that after that carry, they'll do a much better job going forward, spying on him on passing downs.
On first down, Smith. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. They'll try the air now with Smith. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I know we spent a lot of time talking about how the defensive backs read routes and make plays on the football. How about a good linebacker? Feeling the route, seeing the quarterback.
In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Heinicke on first down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Heinicke. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
The whole idea of the screen pass is to fool the defense in a big way and create a big play.
They weren't fooled.
Not 1 second, not 1 bit. How about them figuring it out, diagnosing it, and spilling it for lost yardage?
Let's go now.
Now Heinicke on 4th down. He's got it at the 15. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
They gotta have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal. And they'll throw again. Heinicke under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. The touchdown, Washington. Logan Thomas, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Commanders' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
It's been a nice day for him as a passer and as a runner. A few mistakes he's made in this ball game. The wrong choice on that one. That one goes incomplete.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Right, here's a classic second guess. I thought he had a better chance of a positive play if he just ran it himself. The coverage downfield was really good. That one falls incomplete.
Off of play action. Here's Smith. This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a 1st down. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 4th down. They snap it to Smith. Able to shake him off. Flushed out right. Going right back to Fant. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. Smith going to throw it. Targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. 6 yards left on 2nd down. Throwing now is Geno. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 20-yard line.
Ready? On the ball, now!
Now it's Smith off the bootleg. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give you unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Smith's throw into the hands of Fant. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is of all those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.